I did fucked up. Let me tell you so. Much love to Japantown, aka Ofu. Now pause. Those of y'all who are genuinely from the city of Sacramento, who are really from Sac, probably looked at my black ass kind of crazy right now, like, well, what are you talking about, bro? Ain't no such thing as Japantown and Sac. Ain't no shit like that. I don't know, brother. There was. So let's go back about a century and a few decades. In the city of Sacramento, particularly in the state of California in general, this is when you start seeing the first wave of Japanese immigrants coming to California as agricultural workers, as laborers, and woo, particularly congregating in the city of Sacramento. Particularly congregating in a community in Sac, forming their own little enclave because the whites were for surely not letting them live with their asses, forming a little community called Japantown, aka Ofu, or Sakura City. While doing this, they ran into a few difficulties along the way. Reception from the locals ain't the best. The whites ain't letting them shop at the grocery stores. The whites ain't letting them use their banks. Whites ain't letting them go use the The whites ain't letting them do shit. Okay, cool. So this is what we gonna do. Within 30 years, from 1880 to 1910, they go hard on building up the community, building this up, whoop, and suddenly you see it where by 1920, you have 36 Japanese restaurants, you have a theater house, movie house, you have plays, you have hundreds of businesses outside of the restaurants. This is not one of those situations where I'm telling you about a place that is a Japanese town and that Japantown or Chinatown was just one long ass street. This was genuinely blocks, thousands of residents here who were of Japanese descent, hundreds of businesses. Had a youth basketball team, multiple Japanese churches. This was actually a genuine, thriving community. Now, some of y'all are wondering at this point, I'm pretty sure, well, bro, if it had all of that, what happened? Where was this even at? Where was this neighborhood at? Oh, I'm going to get to that. That's a very good part. We're going to get to that later. So, this neighborhood, in the middle of its glory, runs into a very, 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 very bad thing that fucked everything up. You guessed it, Pearl Harbor. We in World War II, December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor takes place. The Japanese from Japan bombs Pearl Harbor, which is near Hawaii, thousands of miles away from us. The Sacramento Police Department takes it upon themselves to go all through Japantown, beating the shit out of the Japanese, rounding them up, interrogating them. Did you have anything to do with this Sasuke? Like these motherfuckers got the... It was crazy. This later leads to, which some of you know of, as the internment and the locking up of a lot of Japanese Americans in California. We took a lot of Japanese Americans and put them in internment camps, locked them in camps all across California. Okay, cool. It's fucked up, but okay, cool. When World War II happens and we allow them to leave, keep in mind a lot of them are coming back to this neighborhood of Japantown, and those of them who were small business owners, their business might not be there anymore. Their homes that they own might not be there anymore. It's a lot of things going on, but it's okay, cool. We're going to try to get past that. About 12 years down the line, the governor of California at the time, he comes to them and says, hey, man, I'm sorry that we did y'all like that, but, and it's a lot, it's fucked up, but, I just was thinking, this whole little neighborhood, y'all live here, the blacks live there in the West End, we're going to get to that later. I was just thinking, what would be a good thing to put here? What if we put a mall? I think we should put a mall here. I think a mall would be a good idea here. Japantown was located where all of that Capitol Mall area is at. I'm talking about where the mall was at, where the arena is at, where downtown Commons at, all of that, where the federal building, all of that whole region was all of that neighborhood that I just was talking about. They passed eminent domain. They declared this community a blight, passed eminent domain, bulldozed, kicked everybody the fuck out. I'm talking about thousands of people. And I just want to also add, Japantown was in the center of the West End, which was a neighborhood that also included blacks and Portuguese. We're going to get to that later because that's how we start getting to Oak Park. But bulldozed and tore all that down and moved them to wherever else. That's the story of Japantown. Which brings us into how blacks started going to Oak Park.